How do you feel on tour in South America?
I feel incredible. I was saying earlier, that's always, when I'm planning the tour and I'm looking ahead to the future tour dates, that's always a spot that kind of jumps out to me, because the experiences that I've had now from being pretty young have always been pretty incredible over here. So yeah, really excited to be able to bring the Faith in the Future tour over here, and also feel really lucky to be able to do this on my own.
You have a great fan base in this continent, in South America. And the close relationship you maintain with your fans is striking even after all these years. I know not only in South America, because what do you think it's important for pop stars to don't forget their die-hard fans?
I think it's vitally important. I mean, it is as simple as, if nobody buys the record and nobody comes to the tour show, we can't do what we do. I think it's vitally important to make people feel seen. From every different place. That's really important to me. I've always felt like I've had a really good relationship with my fans. I've always been incredibly thankful to have the fan base that I do. So yeah, as much love and as many thanks as I can give them, it's always important to me.
Saturday you were on Mexico and Tecate Pal Norte Festival. A gesture you made caught a lot of attention when you held a Mexican flag.
Yeah.
Some people said you have never done that in a show. It's true. Tell us about this presentation.
I saw fans talking about that online. I think I have actually done it once before, but actually in Mexico as well. That was the time before. Those shows are often where I'm kind of. It's so exciting. It's so kind of euphoric for me. There's no other reason. I mean, no reason. I'm just in that moment. I'm just taking the flag, wrapping it around me. Looks kind of cool too.
Yeah. You took some time for the last album, Faith in the Future, and worked with very interesting artists and producers. Were you satisfied with the final result of Faith of the Future?
Yeah, I'm really, really proud of it. There's definitely elements of when I reflect on my first record, Walls, that there was things that maybe with hindsight I might have done a little bit different, and that mostly comes from a place of confidence. But when I reflect on Faith in the Future, I think the proof is in the live show, and that album was designed for the live show. And in terms of the experiences that I've already had touring Faith in the Future, it feels really special sharing those moments with the fans. So yeah, I am pretty satisfied.
There is a lot of optimism in the album. Where does that energy and that worldview come from? Did the family? Is a lesson from the life?
Mostly family, I would say. It's kind of all I've ever known is to see the glass half full. Optimism, yeah, it does kind of come naturally to me. It's kind of the way that I was brought up by my mum, to always try and see the good, So yeah, I think I wanted to get that across in this record, and I think hopefully you feel a bit of that.
In addition to being a musical star, you are a festival producer.
Yeah, I like that. Sounds good.
You announced recently the arrival, the away from home to Mexico. Is there any possibility of bringing to South America the festival, or Chile?
I'd love to. I mean, I want to take this festival as many places as will have it, to be honest. So yeah, it's been a bit of a talking point today, and I'd love to. As I said, the shows are of an incredible energy, so it would be a great place to host the festival, definitely.
There is a Chilean fan who on Twitter made an offer to you with the venue, with the logistics, for bringing it to Chile. It's a very funny tweet. In the song Common People of the last album, you paid tribute of your home, Doncaster. Tell us about the Doncaster. What is the city soccer teams of Doncaster? Do you like it?
Our football team certainly isn't the best in the world. I would admit that. But I'm really proud to come from a place like Doncaster. I don't spend enough time there these days. I live in London, so I'm only ever back there to see my family. But great people, and I think I've got a lot of who I am today to thank Doncaster for. So yeah, still a very special place in my heart.
What does Luis Tomlinson listen to on Spotify or Apple Music during his travels around the world? What do you do?
I have to try and push myself to listen to new stuff because, like everyone, I kind of get in a loop of kind of listening to the things that either I grew up with or I'll get kind of stuck on an album and just kind of rinse that. The latest album that I've been playing a lot is the Paolo Nutini album. Incredible, maybe my favorite male vocalist. He's just an incredible vocalist, an incredible songwriter. So yeah, I'd say that.
Would you like to spend more time in England or in Doncaster? You are a very active and traveling career.
Yeah, and that's always been that's all I really know in my adult life for sure. So yeah, of course, I would like to spend more time in Doncaster. But because I don't, it means that every time I'm there, it feels really, really, really special. So that's also a nice kind of relationship that I've got with home right now.
Perfect. What do you miss most about One Direction time? Do you miss anything about One Direction time?
Oh yeah, definitely. I think what I miss most is the camaraderie, is going through the music industry together. You know, it's incredibly immersive. So to be able to share that experience with other people and people who are going through the same experience, that's a nice feeling, definitely, and to kind of, win or even to lose together collectively. But I will say, as a solo artist, I've said it before, I think that there is more stress as a solo artist, but I think the payoff is more because of that. So it's kind of 6-1. Yeah, it doesn't really make a difference. That's that, and this is now.
Are you working on a new album today?
I've written a few songs for it, but when I wrote those songs, it wasn't thinking like, oh, this is going to be for the next record. It was just to start writing and not really put any pressure on those songs. But I think I'll really start getting into the writing process probably at like the end of this year.
What are your plans for this year?
I've got a lot of touring. I'm lucky enough to be playing a lot of festivals, which is great. That's a slightly new thing for me, so I'm really excited for that. And I loved it the other day in Mexico. It was a great experience. So a lot more touring, and then by the end of the year, that's when I start writing the record, I think.